Hey, welcome to Broke with Audiophile Taste, my channel where I talk about records. Today, I'm going to talk about the recent reissue of Superchunk's Here's to Shutting Up. I had the original of this back in the day. This came out on September 18th, 2001 originally. And then I sold my record collection in 2005 like a dumb fuck. This is the one record in their catalog that they hadn't reissued for a long time. They did a big reissue campaign of, I believe, all the rest of their catalog, cut by Jason Ward at Chicago Mastering Service. They all sound great. They're all the best sounding versions of these albums I've heard. And they had neglected to put this one out. I had a bad feeling that they just didn't want to. I had the sense that they were maybe not embarrassed of this record, but just maybe not super proud of it. This was their last record before they went on a several years hiatus. And all the records they put out since they got back together after that hiatus have all been kind of much more sort of power pop, just sort of big rock records. And this was the softer side of Superchunk. Had kind of even some country elements. And I just had the impression that they were, if not embarrassed about it, they just weren't super proud of it. And seemed like they wanted to sort of delete it by omission almost. Because they didn't come out in their reissue campaign of all their other albums. And I almost missed this. It was just a few weeks ago that I saw that they had reissued it, I think sometime in October or November. That still happens, despite all the email newsletters I sign up for and all that. I still miss re-releases. I saw the Pitchfork story on their new record coming out, and just kind of casually mentioned at the bottom, by the way, they put Here's to Shutting Up back out on vinyl. So yeah, I went to order it. I feel like, so I get almost all my new records from Electric Fetus in Minneapolis. I can't remember if they were sold out of the Extra Spatial edition that I got here, but for whatever reason, I ended up getting it at 1234 Go Records out of Oakland through their Discogs store. That's my favorite place to order stuff on Discogs. That's my favorite sort of like record store on Discogs. Anyway, so let's get to this. So I got the, let's see, what are they calling it? Limited edition orange swirl vinyl. There it is. Pretty good looking, I think. This was cut by John Golden. It's got the golden stamp and the JG initials, so it wasn't Alice, I think it is. I think it's his daughter is Alice, but John himself did this. And great mastering engineer, got a ton of stuff by him that was cut by him. I plan on making a video someday of my favorite records by various mastering engineers, and there's going to be plenty of good ones by him on that. So first of all, so it sounds great. Sounds great. Better than my memory of what the 2001 version sounded like. My guess is this is not all analog. It sounds really good, but there's just that vague sense of like the drums are in another room that you get from even really good sounding digital. I'm getting from this. Could be wrong, of course, but that's my guess, is that it's not all analog. Yeah, and so the cover, I think they did a really good job with the cover. The original version of this, everything here was direct to board. Here in the reissue, they've simulated what they did with the CD, which on the CD, the booklet, the outer page was this sort of wax paper, don't know really what you call it, but this sort of opaque paper where you've got the outline of the chair there, sort of superimposed on the underlying image of the chairs. It's a little bit wavy under the shrink here. that's just kind of how I roll. I like to leave records in the shrink. I like to leave it as close to the original packaging as possible. Um, is that maybe not a great idea in this case on account of that wrinkling that's happening? Could be. I don't know. For the time being, I'm gonna leave it in that because it's just how I like it. Um, comes with the poster. I really could give a fuck about that kind of stuff. It's fine. You wanted to put the poster in there? Cool, go for it. I really could give a shit. Um, Maybe that sounds too harsh using the cuss words and everything. I don't mean it like that. That's totally fine. Um, and then I always do the polyline sleeve there. All right, so this came out originally in September 18th, 2001. There's that song Phone Sex on there with the lines plane crash footage on TV. I know that could be me. Something like that. Which made me think that this must have been released in more like, I don't know, December 2001. But it's just coincidence. They wrote about that, and then September 11th happened, and then this came out a week later. So, yeah, this is out now. Really recommend it. Is this the best Superchunk record? No, but I like it a lot. It's maybe in my, they've got something like a dozen albums. I'd say it's probably in my top 5. I think it's really good. I think it's maybe a little bit underrated because it's such a kind of mellow album, and maybe people didn't like that from Superchunk, but I liked it a lot when it came out, and I'm really glad I was able to get my hands on the reissue. So there it is. Have a nice day. Thanks for tuning in. See you on my next video.